Hello, I'm Tony Lee Peters, and today we're going to analyse a moment in popular culture and see what, if any, lessons can be learnt. So let's take a deep dive into the Weeknd's In Your Eyes song. Now, this is arguably the most traditionally commercial sounding track of the album. And if you're one of the very few people who haven't heard the album After Hours, then after this video, listen to it as an absolute masterpiece. The album explores themes of self-loathing and self-destruction, and from a psychological point of view, it's absolutely fascinating. So the first time I heard In Your Eyes, it was while I listened to the album. So I was listening to the album as a whole, and I wasn't specifically looking for meaning behind lyrics or really concentrating on lyrics. I was just soaking up the album. So when this song played, it sounded kind of out of sync with the rest of the album. It sounds quite poppy. I knew the title was In Your Eyes, and I kind of guessed that this was going to be a commercially sounding pop love song, but it goes a lot deeper than that. And this is one of those pop songs that everyone can relate to. Everyone that listens to it can identify with it. Now, maybe we're relating to it in different ways, but that's the secret behind really good pop songs. They mean something to everyone. They can mean one thing to one person, one thing to someone else, but they seem to mean everything to everybody. So on the surface, what does this song represent? Well, it seems that the song is about someone discovering that their partner is having an affair. So the song starts with the lyrics, "I just pretend that I'm in the dark. I don't regret because my heart can't take a loss, and I'd rather be so oblivious. I'd rather be with you." So right from the start, this is suggesting that as a listener, we're allowed into a secret regarding someone's relationship. So we've already got a sense that there's something not quite right with this relationship. And the protagonist is feeling some real emotional feels. He is not prepared to take a loss. He doesn't want to let go of his partner. He's prepared to put up with whatever infidelity is happening in this relationship. His love for his partner is so strong that he is prepared to put up with whatever his partner is doing. The next couple of lines are, "When it's said, when it's done, I don't ever want to know. I can tell what you've done when I look at you." So there's a sense that communication isn't particularly good in this relationship. It also sounds like this isn't an open relationship, so the couple haven't sat down and had a conversation that they're going to be exploring other people. And it also seems that the protagonist is scared that if he says something to his partner, he is going to lose them. And that's quite a common thread when it comes to relationships. The lack of communication, this feeling of fear if we open up and express our suspicions or express something that we think our other half doesn't want to hear. And then we go into the chorus, and the chorus is, "In your eyes, I see there's something burning inside you. Inside you, in your eyes, I know it hurts to smile, but you try to." So this suggests that the protagonist perhaps feels that their significant other maybe wants to talk to them, maybe wants to let them know what's going on and have that chat with them. But the antagonist, or the other person, is also wary of having this open communication with their other half because there's something behind their eyes. It hurts for them to smile, but they still try to. So perhaps the antagonist knows that what they're doing isn't fair on the other person. The chorus goes on with, "You always try to hide the pain, you always know just what to say. I always look the other way, I'm blind. In your eyes you lie, but I don't let it define you." So the protagonist is still suggesting that the other person is trying to hide their pain. They know what they're doing to this relationship, but they're trying to hide it. Maybe they're trying to hide it to protect them, to protect the relationship as a whole. But the Weeknd is saying, "I'm not going to let what you're doing define who you are as a person." The second verse goes on to, I try to find love in someone else too many times. I hope you know that I mean it when I tell you that you're the one that was on my mind. So now this is based on a couple of listens of the song, and we're not going as deep into this as we will. So on the first couple of listens, I thought, oh, so now the protagonist is playing the other half at their own game. So perhaps they're now sleeping around and they're now trying to hide it from them. And they're also trying to justify their actions by saying, it's okay if I sleep with someone else because you're the one I'm thinking about. Now, personally, when I heard this song and it started to mean something to me, as I said, a lot of really good pop songs are relatable to everybody for all different kinds of reasons. For me, this was relatable to me because I was in a situation where I was with someone, and I remember waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and they weren't around. I got out of bed and I found them messaging suspect messages to another person. Now, they had no clue that I saw this, and I turned around and went back to bed. And for a while, I didn't want to say anything to them about what I had seen. But I also knew that they had another life, a life that I wasn't a part of. So when I first started to analyse the song, this is where I was coming from. I was coming from the fact that, oh, this very much sounds like what happened to me, and I can really feel what The Weeknd is singing about, and I feel his pain and he wants to cover it up, and I was prepared to do that. But when we take a deeper look into this song, it unlocks a surprise. As previously mentioned, I'm coming from this song as if it's being sung by one person. But actually, this song makes a lot more sense if it was a duet. And I wonder if The Weeknd wrote this from two people's perspectives. When we get to the second verse, I try to find love in someone else too many times, but I hope you know I mean it when I tell you you're the one that was on my mind. Well, couldn't that be the other half? Couldn't that be The Weeknd's significant other singing back? So it works as a duet, and I think it makes more sense as coming from two different perspectives. So when we look at it from this perspective, the other person is actually saying, I know that you know what I'm doing. And I'm doing this because I'm trying to find something that's missing in our relationship. I'm trying to find love in someone else too many times. But again, they're justifying it. They're trying to make it sweeter by saying, but I've been thinking about you every time I've been fucking someone else, basically. But they're also admitting that they're never going to let The Weeknd know. When it's said, when it's done, I would never let you know. So they're prepared to keep this affair or series of affairs completely secret. And they also admit to being ashamed of what they've done. I'm ashamed of what I've done when I look at you. So now the chorus is now from their perspective, saying that when I look in your eyes, so when they're looking in The Weeknd's eyes, I see there's something burning inside you. Could that be rage? Could that be, I know that you know what I've been up to, but if we confront this, our relationship is over. I know it hurts to smile, but you try to. And I think that line works so much better when it's coming from these two different perspectives. So how can The Weeknd and his other half solve their problem? Well, it's clear that it's a problem for both of them, but they can solve it by sitting down and talking to each other and communicating. On the surface of the song, it sounds like it's a true love song. Someone loves someone so much that they're prepared to put up with all their bullshit. And when it comes to relationships, we do have to make concessions. You know, we do make allowances for our partners, but should we ever be putting up with this level of bullshit? If I had this couple sitting in front of me now, I would be exploring ways to help them to communicate better with each other. Can the relationship be saved? Well, yes, it could be, There will always be secrets in relationships, no matter how much you communicate, but it's the context of that secret. Sometimes we don't want to say something to our partner or our friend because we don't want to piss them off, or we don't want to offend them. Fair enough. But when it comes to hiding something as big as having an affair, well, the relationship's in trouble straight away. So have you been in a similar kind of relationship, or how do you relate to the lyrics of this song? Do you enjoy the song? And are there any other songs or any other moments in popular culture that we could explore here? I can talk about it on video, and you can lead the discussion in the comment section below. Thanks very much for watching, and remember, be kind to others and be kind to yourself.